host, Justin Baptiz.
And we welcome you back to another episode of Baptiz by Fire, Conversations with Justin, where we dive into the stories, struggles, and triumphs of our incredible guests. I'm your host, Justin Baptiz. Coming to you live all the way in Denver, Colorado. We're here with a very special guest. If you haven't heard about this name right now, you should already have heard about him. He's been on numerous music projects with various different artists. And, this guy needs no introduction. Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, artist, and many talents that he has in his career. I'm here with a very special guest, Trev Rich. How you doing, my friend?
What's good, bro? What's good? Yeah, that was a good introduction, man. That was a good introduction. You did your thing with that. I appreciate that. But yeah, when it comes to this industry, I done did everything, bro. Everything. So, at the end of it, I just want an office in somebody building somewhere so I can help out a bunch of other people do the same shit.
Absolutely. You've been doing tons of work in the industry. I know that you just recently dropped a latest single, Talk with My Dawg. Let's talk about that and the creative process behind it.
Yeah, Talk with My Dawg is just like a story, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't do trap stories over trap music because trap music, you just hear the beat, you just start vibing. But to do a story over trap music, you know what I'm saying? It was real different for me, for my process. But it turned out to be dope, you know what I'm saying? It's just about having your homies and having your partners, people you closest to, kind of take a look in that mirror and start taking accountability for their own actions. You feel me? So it's like people you really care and you love about, you can't just say yes, yes, yes to all the time. You got to tell them no sometimes, even when it hurts, and get them right, get them back on track. So that's pretty much what Talk With My Dawg is about.
And you've got tons of albums, at least more than 16 from what I've seen so far. But let's talk about your last album, Outside.
Yeah, I got a lot of I wouldn't even say a lot of albums. I got a lot of projects. You feel me? Like certain things, you're not just gonna give the album rollout to, all of that stuff. But I just like dropping bodies at work. You feel me? So that's like my thing. But Outside was just a project. I was getting done with being on. I had a little jail time I had to do, a little house arrest I had to do for situations that, of course, I put myself into. You know what I'm saying? So my boy, my favorite, you know what I'm saying, my producer, my A1, this is the guy who I work with on pretty much everything. He's like, let's drop, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you back outside? We outside? And I was just like, man, that's dope. Like, we just gonna call it that. And the project actually, it had features with a couple of my partners on there. Shark pretty much did majority of the songs. And my boy DJ Ice did a couple of the other songs. It was out of here. That was it.
Now, I've known about you for quite some time. A lot of songs in your career. Lie a Lot. That's one of my favorites. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Lie was it was a moment in time. You know what I'm saying? I was in LA and I was working on a bunch of like songwriting stuff, and then I heard the beat, and this is pretty much right after I did one of the start working on some of the songs for G-Eazy. So G-Eazy did a song called Down with Lotto, and we was working on that record. Then after that, I heard the Lie a Lot beat, and I was just like, nah, this is me. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped on that beat, and I ended up, making both of those songs in the same night. So that was like one of the dope ones for me, and it was special because I was like, nah, I'm keeping this for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up putting that out, getting the video done, getting the video shot, putting that out. We put that on the project, and it was off to the races.
Knowing that you've had a extensive line of work in music and in doing lots of things in your career, what has been the keys to your success?
Grinding it out, bro. Grinding it out, staying, spiritual, staying aligned with what God got going for me and trying to push it to the next level, bro. Like you got a gift. When you got a gift like I feel like I have, like you can't allow, it to go to waste. So me grinding and just leaving it all to God.
Now, in your career, you've talked about a lot of things in your career throughout your biography and things that you've been doing. You mentioned your music career being a personal outlet for not only just processing emotions, but you describe your music as well as feeling and emotions as well too. So
yeah,
how has your relationship with music evolved since your early days? And how have you been able to assure that the songs that you have resonate authentically with not only just the listeners, but also with realizing that they're connecting with your story as well?
I feel like when I first started, like I used to write music to channel my emotions, channel feelings, everything I was going through. And being a young, you know what I'm saying, young male, trying to figure out how to navigate your emotions and especially new emotions. And it's not really an emotional person. So when they just all hit, it kind of became a roller coaster. And the first thing I did was pull out a pen and pad, just start writing. Start writing my feelings, start writing my emotions. At first, it was probably poetry, you know what I'm saying, that ended up turning into verses and hooks and stuff like that. And I just feel like I've carried that throughout my whole career. You know what I'm saying? Up until this point, it was my therapy. And I feel like it being my therapy, it saving me, allowed me to make music to save other people and become their therapy in a way. You know, so it's like now that I'm at a point where I feel like I'm healthy mentally, I'm healthy in a lot of, healthy physically, healthy, just everything healthy. It's not really like I'm making music to save myself anymore. It's just like I feel like the people who I'm making music for, my audience is changing as well. My audience grew up with me. You know what I'm saying? Like a majority of my fan base grew up with me. We went through a lot of stuff together, and now we kind of just like at a point where we reaping the benefits of everything we sowed together, though. So that's a dope part too.
Now, you mentioned about connecting everything together. You talk about real life experiences as being the hallmark. Basically, you've have a lot of experiences in your career and
Yeah.
shared a lot of your experiences with your music, which has been
Uh,
the staple part of things in life in your career with music. So, can you share an example of a project that you felt that has been a truly musical experience that you've captioned?
Out the Dark, number one for sure. Out the Dark was like, it was pretty much the turning point in my life and my career of going through all like the sad shit, the super bad shit, like everything that was just like had me down. And I'm just like, it's called Out the Dark because it's kind of like I found the light. You feel me? So that's really what the meaning of it was. How well we rolled the project, from how we rolled the project out to the songs to like everything. Like nothing was about money, nothing was about chart success, nothing was about none of that. And then you got people, and it's funny because the project that I did that for was project they like, this album of the year, this is album of the year on different big podcasts, like they're like, this the one, this is the album of the year, this is this, and this is that. And this is like, we didn't do that for that. Like I really just wanted to get my point across and say how I felt, and I want people to hear every word of that project. And I feel like we did that.
Now, when speaking about projects, obviously you're very versatile and you've had a lot of collaborations. Let's kind of dive into that part of the segment here. You've co-written songs like Thug It Out, NLE Choppa,
Yeah.
G-Eazy's At Will, a big
Yeah.
one, G-Eazy's Still Be Friends,
Hmm.
and a lot more. So,
Right.
with that being said, walk us through your creative process with collaborating with artists that you've been involved with, and how do you ensure that the final product aligns with their vision while also elaborating on your vision as well?
I mean, when you songwrite, you kind of like, you can't be married to it. You feel me? Like you can't be married to the idea, because the whole point of you being a songwriter is for the artist to actually make it theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like I would never want to write a song and G-Eazy feel like he has to get on the song sounding exactly like me. Like I want G-Eazy to get on the song sounding like G-Eazy. I want everybody who I work with to do them on the song. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's changing up words, changing up melodies, changing up stuff, like that's perfectly fine. But it's just like it was the thought. It was like as a songwriter, you're supposed to plant the seed. You know what I'm saying? So however that flower blooms, however it grows, is usually going to be the artist's vision, not yours. There's songs that we've written, or even songs that I've written by myself, that when the final version came out, it sounded totally different, but I still loved it because the artist made it theirs. So that's the whole point. That's the difference between when I write things for myself and when I songwrite. Like you can't be married to the idea. You just have to put it together and hopefully give enough direction for the artist to take it and be like, I'm gonna own this shit. And that's what you want. That's what makes a songwriter proud, is the artist owning the record that you wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they really did this shit. Like they put their foot in this motherfucker. Like that's how you want to feel. You know what I'm saying? As an artist. So those is like the bigger collabs. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of stuff with like my sister. Like she she's become my sister over time. Her name's Kendra J, and she's like very super dope R&B artist, like super dope. So like I think like R&B is like some of my favorite type of music to write. You feel me? So like having my sister Kendra like be an outlet of, you know what I'm saying, to be able to put stuff together. We bounce ideas off of each other. We've collabed on songs we put out together. Like, so it's like in all forms of music, like I just love to have fun and put that energy in and plant them seeds and let the artists run with that shit. However they feel possible, however they feel need be to be successful with it.
Well, definitely. I mean, you talk about being successful. Your credits span a wide range of genres and styles,
Yeah.
from G-Eazy's down to Savannah Ray's Goldmine.
Yeah.
You know,
That was a dope record too. That was a
yeah.
super dope record. Yeah. So we did that. We did that Goldmine record was super dope. I actually did that with another female songwriter, another woman songwriter, and we just like bounced back and forth and was like, yo, this is it. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and we did that in a studio session with like ear drummers, producers, my boy Plus One. Like we did those sessions was pretty dope because we knocked out like 5, 6 records in those sessions too. You know, so it's like a lot of work has been put in, and now I'm kind of like I'm still putting in the work. Not saying I'm not putting in the work, but I'm still putting in the work. But it's like seeing even the records that I've done from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago get placed now just has, you know, it means that we're making timeless records. You feel me? Like we're making records that can outstand the test of time. If an artist is excited about a record today in 2025 that we cut in 2021, 2022, yeah, it means we're not making records of the time. We're making records that's supposed to be here and last forever. And that's the whole goal. You know, that's been the mission since the beginning.
You mentioned about the mission from the beginning when you're working with artists and when you're collaborating. How do you adapt your writing style to fit different artists and genres? And do you have a particular approach when switching between projects?
Nah, I just go in like when you go into these big studio sessions with these big artists, you always got to remember, like, I'm not coming here to write a song for G-Eazy to sound like G-Eazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not coming here to write a song for Savannah. I'm not coming here to write a song for Kendra. I'm not coming here to write a song for nobody to sound like them. Like, I got brought to the studio session to do me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get invited to the studio session. I didn't get brought to the studio session for me to come create a song that they could sit here and create by themselves. That's not why I got brought to these studio sessions. I got brought to the studio session because I bring a certain sauce that's going to turn whatever we do together up. So you always got to remember, as a songwriter, if you in a studio session, you're supposed to do you. You're not supposed to be G-Eazy #2. You're supposed to be the only Trev Rich in the studio session. You know what I'm saying? And you let people piggyback off of your creativity and put your sauce on it, and then you turn it up from there. So I've always just went in the studio session. It don't matter if it's country, rap, rock, pop. It don't matter what genre it is, Afro beats, whatever it is. I go in there and I just do me, whatever I feel. Because if I could feel the beat, that means I could write to the beat. If I could write to the beat, that means we can create something. So as long as the beats is, you know what I'm saying? Even if we create from scratch, as long as the beats is there, we gonna come up with something every time, every single time.
So, with that being said, what separates you and what makes you different from the rest of the pack?
I don't even know what the rest of the pack is doing. That's probably what separates me because I can't focus on them. I can't. So I can only focus on what I got going on. So I don't know if me and the rest of the pack is similar or if we different or whatever we got going on because I don't know what they doing because I can't focus on